I was recently asked on my social media, how is it that some people can be really, really masterful in some areas of their life and really not effective in others? In some cases, savants are great with, say, mathematics or music or something, but they can't tie their shoes. Very commonly, the brain is adaptive. And what happens is if you do develop one area of the brain, um, or if it's undeveloped, other areas of the brain can become heightened in development. And you'll see that it just like if a person has a stroke, sometimes other areas of the brain will automatically enhance their function. If you were to go and put something and close your eyes and wear some sort of mask over your eyes within a short period of time, literally within a day, you can notice that your hearing is now heightened and your sense of touch and tactile is going up to compensate for the not being able to perceive things with your eyes. So your hearing and your tactile go up, smell goes up. So other senses will be heightened at the expense of another sense. You see people that are maybe blind, but they have echolocation. They can pick up on sounds and tactile sense and pick up on things. So this is not uncommon for the brain to adapt and try to compensate for weaknesses. And some areas of the brain that have either genetic or epigenetic impact, and there's some sort of injury or detriment to that brain area, other areas will compensate. So you'll see that some people that have, savant-like character traits may be clumsy in another area. But I wouldn't judge that. I don't see, well, oh my God, we've got to fix that necessarily. Sometimes that's amazing accomplishment. Sometimes it's a great gift. I know people that are incredible readers, but they can't speak very well, but they can absorb information and they can put it into another form of expression. I've seen people that are incredible in music, but trying to carry conversation with them, they can't speak very well. So this isn't uncommon when you actually have a detriment in one area that's heightened in another area in the brain. So that doesn't mean you can't heighten many areas of the brain if you use it. What you don't use, you lose. In some cases, there's damaged nerves, but collateral nerve fibers and different areas of the brain can pick up and adapt if you use it. There's people now that are not able to see, but through their tongue they can see, and they can be trained to use their tongue sensation to be able to see. Or sometimes they can merge sound and smell into what is called smound. And there's a lot of union of senses as they go along if one sense is shut down. So our brain will automatically adapt to try to maximize its effectiveness to be able to survive or thrive depending on what you're pursuing. If you're living by highest priority, it'll help you thrive. If you're living by lower priorities, it'll help you survive. But whatever it is, your brain is going to do whatever it can to try to maximize its effectiveness with what it's got. It's going to work with what it's got. Just like in a relationship, this may sound like an interesting side venture, but you see people, some men or women, that have varying degrees of attractiveness to you. Somebody else may see what you don't think is attractive as attractive, and vice versa. But what happens is if they do not have certain attractive character traits, which are kind of standard traits, they develop other traits that give them a comparative advantage in the market. So they may end up maybe not having the most attractive looks, but they may have attractive personality, or they may have great skills at articulation or whatever. They develop another form of mechanism to make sure that they're attractive to people. And this is a classical example. I met a girl that was very, very physically attractive, but her personality was not the greatest. I've seen others that are not physically attractive, but their personality is amazing. But they both had advantages in the marketplace to be able to procreate and continue on and reproduce, if you will, if we look at it from an evolutionary perspective. So the same thing in the brain. The brain is adaptive, it's epigenetic, it's changing to its environment. If something is affected or shut down genetically or epigenetically, it has the capacity to heighten other areas to try to compensate. And this is something you'll see in savants. You'll see this in people that have had injuries. Um, I watched a gentleman who had a surfing injury and was basically a quadriplegic and could move its neck, and he developed other senses and body and head maneuvers where he was able to actually go out and surf. It's an amazing story. I mean, I knew him when he was 16 before the accident. I knew him afterwards, and he went on to continue his surfing career as a quadriplegic. So it's amazing what people can do with adaptations. You see this in plants and trees and bushes. It gets lightning strikes it and it adapts and grows. Well, the same thing within human being. We do whatever we can to survive and thrive And so if there is a deficit, there will be an expansion in another area. So I just want to take a moment to answer that and discuss that topic. And so thank you for your input.